In this video series, I'll show you how to use a microbit, a little programmable board with many built-in sensors that you can use for a variety of fun projects. In this first video, I'll show you how to set everything up, and in following videos, we'll go over all the individual features. To get started, you will need a microbit board, a battery pack, 2 AAA batteries, and a micro USB cable. All of these parts are available in a starter kit, and you can find out where to buy one from the link in the description. It's important to note that the microbit has a micro USB port, which is not the same as a USB-C port, which you might be familiar with from your phone charger. If you look closely at a micro USB cable, you will see that the top and bottom of the plug are different, whereas the USB-C plug is symmetric, and if you flip it upside down, it looks the same. The microbit starter kit comes with the cable you need. You will also need a computer with internet access and a USB-A port, that's the bigger rectangular one, for the other end of your micro USB cable. If your computer only has USB-C ports available, then you will need an adapter to go from the USB-C port on your computer to the USB-A end of the cable. A microbit board can also connect to a computer wirelessly using Bluetooth, but we recommend using a USB cable because it's easier to set up. Now it's time to program your microbit. Go to makecode.microbit.org in a web browser. If you'd like, you can click the Sign In button in the top right to create an account. This will allow you to save your programs so you can access them later and from a different computer. Next, click on New Project. Give your project a name, like Test, and then click Create. This will open the programming interface for your microbit. You can close the tutorial if you want, since we'll be walking you through how to use it in this video. This tutorial series will use the block-based coding environment, but note that you can also program in text-based languages like JavaScript and Python. Over here on the left, we have a simulation of a microbit that runs in your web browser. This allows you to test many programs without even needing to download them to a physical microbit. Next, we have a menu with all the different blocks that you can use to build a program. We'll learn more about many of these as we progress through the tutorials. Finally, over on the right, we have the workspace that you'll use to write your program. You can click and drag to move around, and use the plus and minus buttons in the lower right to zoom in and out. Let's write your very first program. Every new microbit program comes with 2 blocks. The onStart block will contain code that only runs once when the program starts. The forever block contains code that loops forever after the code in the onStart block has run. Click on the Basic menu. This menu contains blocks that you can use to control the grid of 25 tiny lights called LEDs on the front of your microbit. You can use the Show Icon block to select from a list of pre-existing icons, or you can use the Show LEDs block to draw your own. Let's start with the Show Icon block. Click on it and drag it to the workspace. You'll notice that the block is grayed out, indicating that it will not run. For this block to run when we run our program, we need to connect it to an event block, like onStart or forever. Click and drag the block towards the onStart block, and it should snap into place when you release your mouse. The simulator on the left will automatically run the program, displaying the heart icon on the grid of LEDs. Just showing a single static icon isn't that exciting, so let's make a simple animation. Click and drag your Show Icon block over to the Forever block. Now, go back to the Basic menu, scroll down, and select the Pause block. Drag this out and snap it below the Show Icon block. This will pause the program for a certain number of milliseconds. A millisecond is 1,000th of a second, so if you want to pause for an entire second, you can click the drop-down menu here and change to 1 second, or you can type 1000 in the box. Now, pick a different icon to show after 1 second. You can do this by clicking on the basic menu and dragging out another show icon block, or you can right-click on the existing show icon block and select duplicate. This will create a copy of the block that you can snap into place. I'm going to select the smaller heart icon, but feel free to choose a different one. Finally, we need to add one more pause after our second show icon block. Again, you can do this by dragging out another one from the basic menu, or right-clicking the existing pause block and selecting duplicate. Snap it into place below your second show icon block. This program tells the microbit to show the large heart icon, pause for 1000 milliseconds or 1 second, show the small heart icon, pause for another 1000 milliseconds, and then, since these 4 blocks of code are inside the forever block, it will loop and repeat this forever. After it finishes this block of code, it goes back up to the top of the loop and starts again at the beginning, resulting in this beating heart animation. Take some time to have fun and experiment with your own animation. You can see what happens if you change the timing by changing the length of the pause. You can also try out the Show LEDs block, which allows you to draw your own pattern by clicking on the squares for the LEDs. Remember that after each new icon or LED block, you're going to need another pause to make that icon show on the screen for a certain amount of time. If at any point you want to get rid of a block, you can right-click it and select Delete Block, or you can click and drag it back over to the menu, which will turn into a trash can icon. But note that when you do this, any blocks connected below the block will move along with it. You can also use the Undo button in the lower right corner of the screen if you make a mistake. After you're done experimenting with your animation and testing it in the simulator, you're ready to download it to your physical microbit. Click the Download button in the lower left corner of the screen and follow the on-screen prompts to download the code to your microbit. If you haven't already, plug one end of the USB cable into your computer and plug the other end into the microbit, making sure you have the connector in the correct orientation. You should see the red LED on the back of the board turn on to indicate that the microbit has power. Once your microbit is plugged in, click Next. You may be asked to pair your microbit to your browser. Click the Pair button, and then select the microbit in the pop-up that appears in the top left, and then click Connect. Wait for the microbit to connect. After it is connected, press the Download button to copy the code to your microbit. Don't worry if the steps you see on your screen are not identical to what you saw in this video. They may be different for different operating systems, or if a microbit has been connected to your computer and web browser previously. Just follow the on-screen prompts to get the code downloaded to your microbit. Click the Download button, and then wait for the progress bar to finish, indicating that the code has been downloaded. You should now see the code running on your physical microbit, but it's getting its power from the computer through the USB cable. If you'd like to unplug it so you can move your microbit around, you'll need to connect the battery pack. Slide the cover off the battery pack and carefully insert the 2 AAA batteries. Pay attention to the positive and negative markings inside the battery pack. The negative or flat ends of the batteries go against the springs. It's important not to get the batteries backwards. After you've inserted both of them, carefully slide the cover back on so it snaps into place. Next, plug the plastic connector into the port on the microbit. Note how there is a notch on one side of the port that lines up with the notch on one side of the plug, so you can make sure they are aligned. Once it's plugged in, your microbit should power on and the code should start running again. Note that the battery pack does not have its own power switch, but you can press the Reset button on the back of the microbit to restart your program and hold the button down to turn the microbit off. Press the button again one more time to wake the microbit back up. If you won't be using your microbit for a while, it's best to disconnect the battery pack when not in use. We recommend disconnecting the battery pack before connecting the microbit back to your computer to download a new program. If you ever run into an error or connection issue when attempting to download a program, simply unplug the microbit and plug it back in to reset the connection. If you make any changes to your program, they will save automatically, and you can simply click the download button again to download the modified program to your microbit. Remember that if you'd like to make multiple programs and save them for longer-term use or access on different computers, you should create an account. If you don't want to create an account, you can also save local copies of your programs by selecting the three-dot menu and then download as file. You have now completed your first microbit tutorial. In future videos in this series, we'll explore many more features available on your microbit, like inputs from the various sensors. Check out the links in the video description for the rest of our microbit tutorial series and lots of fun science projects you can do with a microbit. For hundreds of other projects in all areas of science and engineering, check out our YouTube channel and be sure to subscribe so you never miss a new project. Thank you for helping us inspire the next generation of scientists and engineers.